Hello, I'm hoping this is working. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. I'm sorry that I sniffed it, sneezed in y'all's ears too loud and then immediately did it again after apologizing. Alright, so I do owe y'all a apology. This series, this video, was supposed to come out on Christmas Eve. That was a Tuesday. And that Sunday, I got really sick. I could have done this video, it just would have been terrible. And since then, I have very much been in the mindset of half-assing everything. And I live by the mantra, never half-ass anything, full-ass one thing, which I believe is a Ron Swanson quote. Regardless, this is our grand finale of our WCW MyGM Series on WWE 2K24. We got one last WrestleMania, one last month to go through, and then we could wrap a bow on it. Now, I'll also admit right off the rip, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do next for my next AHS Play series, because I was considering doing something on UFC 5. I'm leaning towards doing something on NBA 2K25. I just don't know yet. So that's why I want to say right off the rip that I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I haven't thought about it. So let's get this done, and we'll worry about the future in the future. So here we go. I don't remember a lot. I have my WrestleMania plans wrote down, which is Braun Breaker versus LA Knight for the world title. AJ Styles versus Eddie Guerrero for the U.S. title. Lashley and MVP, we hurt people, versus Solo and Jimmy. And Asuka versus Io versus Kyrie versus Dakota for the women's title. And then probably Zero versus Trick Williams. Now, I really wanted it to be Solo and Umaga versus MVP and Bobby, but this is Umaga's last night under contract. And I could add this contract negotiation. I've been thinking about this for like 3 weeks now. I could add this contract negotiation to him, but I don't want to risk it, and then we also don't have anything lined up for Jimmy Uso. So I'm just going to put Jimmy Uso with Solo. So also Rhea and Jade, I believe, is what I was going to do, because I'm turning one to a bruiser, one into a fighter, and I need to turn one of them face. So I did not write that down, and I didn't write down Trick and Zero, but I had 4 things wrote down for WrestleMania. So we got a good trajectory at the moment. Now I will say, is AJ our current U.S. champion? Who is the current U.S. champion? There is no U.S. champion, so we'll be. Oh, it's MVP. What the hell? We have. We have a 4. All right. I don't know how we're gonna get that title on MVP or off of MVP, but we're gonna try our best to do it. So as of right now, this should start the AJ and Eddie feud. This is Umaga's last match, and Solo, it kind of, the Bloodline's breaking up once again, and I believe that Solo wanted us to interfere in one of his matches. We needed a backstage brawl. This is going to start their rivalry, and like I said, Damage Control collides, because we have all 4 members on the roster right now. Even though I love Kairi Sane, it probably would benefit us if Asuka retains, because she's 100 popularity. Anything else? No, we got to use these up. So who could I use this on? I think it would help if we used it. Is Braun being booked? He is not, so we'll use this for Braun. And we'll worry about these later. We don't really need to use them yet, so. LA Knight need to turn heel to feud with Braun Breaker. So we got a couple things lined up for Mania and the road to Mania. I'm filming this on the eve of Raw on Netflix, which I don't think it actually, like, I will actually realize how crazy it is until it is going on. I'm really looking forward to Punk and Rollins. I was also told there's supposed to be some surprises, which surprises in wrestling. Sometimes, if when done right, they hit well, but you know, a lot of times it's hard to keep a secret and a surprise nowadays. So that's why it's not really that exciting. So I will go through the show because B. Priestley, Blair Davenport is not going to get Zoe Stark. That was our rule. And DDP, Kurt Angle was a decent rivalry. So now we're at episode 147. So I'm going to also apologize if my sniffling is loud in y'all's ears. But I can't help it. I'm also filming this the day after the last day of the NFL regular season. And I did not really realize that this could be Aaron Rodgers' last game until the game was going on. And they're making a big deal about it. So it'll be interesting to see what the hell happens there. I'll admit to y'all, I ain't talking about football other than that because it's making me pull my hair out. I will tell y'all this. This is because I was talking to my mom about this because she was asking how I did in fantasy because last year I made a big deal about it. And this year I didn't because I'm in 3 leagues and it's kind of hard to explain to people when you're in 3 leagues what the hell's going on and whatnot. So this is why I didn't talk a lot about it this year. But I will say I did win 1 league. But I couldn't like enjoy or keep up or, in better words, care because that's how like freaking sick I was. So I was telling because my mom was remembering last year me making a big deal about it, and this year I didn't get to because I felt like crap. Which maybe I should keep that going. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll also admit to y'all we're in 2025. Feels like 2024. Feels like 2023. Just keeps carrying on. I should also talk to y'all. All right. That seems like a lot, but I want to keep him happy. Have ensure that your least popular available bruiser is in a match this week. So thing 1, we need to add this contract to MVP. Who is left? It's LA Knight and MVP, correct? Because we just re-signed Zero for the rest of the series. So we have, if I add this to one of those 2, and then I did see this power card. So we're going to buy this. This seems like a little bit too much. It's enough. So we're going to use this on LA Knight. And then we'll use the next one on MVP. And we wouldn't have to worry about contract extensions. Now we'll admit to... Oh, jeez. AJ got 0 stamina. Alright. We need to do Eddie and AJ. Now everything else, though... We also need to turn Solo face, I believe. Because Solo could feud with MVP and Lashley could feud with Jimmy in this tag team rivalry. So, we're going to do a triple threat match. See, we need a freaking force win. Or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah. You get the point I'm making. But MVP hasn't defended the U.S. title in a while. He's going to do it tonight against Jimmy Uso and Eddie Guerrero. I'm going to hope. We're going to have Solo attack. Actually, no, we need Solo to stay to do his face promo. So Solo will be face. MVP, Jimmy Uso, and Eddie. We'll give AJ the week off, and then put 3 weeks We can. I think I'm gonna give AJ rest until like the week before Mania, and then that's when we'll do AJ and Eddie one. That way we don't have to worry about losing to Eddie before Mania because he'd get his match then. Uh, we'll do Braun and LA Knight in a regular match for the title. Zero and Trick in a tables match, and then over here we need Rhea to turn face. So we'll do that here. Now, what is left to do is Asuka and Jade. We could do Asuka and Jade. Screw it. Might get a good match out of it. And then a promo with Lashley. Now, over here, we are going to do a talent scout search, you know, because I'm feeling like we should. Because for backup / promo reasons. And we could have. This really does bother me that we could bring Umaga back, but I'm kind of already committed to. First of all, I kind of want to sign Stone Cold because it's Stone Cold. Second of all, I've already committed to Jimmy Uso or The Rock. The Rock is slightly cheaper, but Stone Cold was a season 1 alum. We'll sign Stone Cold to be the host of this WrestleMania. And then, like I said, we need to use this contract on MVP next week. Anything else? Oh, I could already use it on him. Time out. When did I use the one on LA Knight? Did I use that last week? Oh well. We'll go ahead and use this on MVP that way. We don't forget. Boom. That's done. Who do I need to use this for? Probably Asuka. We could also have Stone Cold be the special ref to Braun and LA Knight, but for now he's going to be the guest host. In quotations. We'll save this for now. Alright. So, Braun Breaker, LA Knight, former tag partners, short-lived tag partners in this series. But now they're colliding because the world title is on the line. Zero and Trick in a tables match. Asuka versus Jade. What I was trying to tell, what was I just saying? I was trying to talk about the future of the channel, and I want to get this off my chest. And I'm 99% sure I've said this in a video before, but it's always nice to repeat yourself. I really want to bring back retro reviews to the channel, and I said to myself, whenever AEW's content or video library, let's put it that way, is easily available, that I would do it. Now, I've also defined retro anything pre-WrestleMania 39, because that is when I started making videos again. So, I will say that AEW content is being added to Max. The thing that sucks is that all of it is current day, like the last 2 months, or 2019, which I watched a couple things back, and how the hell do you get hurt for 5 freaking weeks? See, it's good to have Stone Cold as the replacement. It's also going to be difficult to get a 5-week rehab card. Also, it's a normal match, meaning anything goes from this point. And he's also at 38 stamina, so I'm not guaranteeing retro reviews are going to come back, but I really want them to. So we will see. I don't really make New Year's resolution or have goals for 2020 like years, you know, because I feel thank you Eddie for the win of the title, making that a lot easier. But that is at the top of my list. I also will say I really want to make a fantasy booking video for Grand Slam and WrestleMania. The thing is that with AEW fantasy booking videos, I always get comments that are like, "Oh, this is like really good, but this is what they're doing, and this is what they're doing. This is what is going on." That's why it's fantasy booking, and I explain myself like well in advance, and I feel like my AEW fantasy booking videos get a lot of critique. That being said, and looking at the other side of the coin, WrestleMania has a lot of rumors going on right now. And the key word is rumor. I don't know how to feel about it. So that's why I want to put my own twist on it. So that might be a video that is done this weekend. Again, not guaranteed. But I feel it would be a good starting point after the debut on Netflix and before the Royal Rumble. That way I can put my 2 cents on who should win the Royal Rumble. Which, the good thing about this year, it could be anybody. Last year, it felt like it was either going to be Cody or Punk. And guess what? They were the last 2 guys in the match. It felt like it was going to be Bayley. In the women's, I don't even really know who else could have, like, maybe Bianca. But I feel that it was Bayley's time. This year, we got Cena. We got Punk. We got Rollins. We got a guy that confirmed that he will be at the debut episode of Raw on Netflix, and The Rock. It could be anybody this year, which is good. It makes it unpredictable. I think you should put me in a match with Solo. Trust me on this. Listen, I need to wipe that smug smile off of Eddie's face after that loss last week. Seems reasonable. Now, what we're going to do here is in our main event. See, here's the thing. Here's the good thing. Is that I don't have to put the title on the line, and I'm not. And we're going to do Eddie and AJ next week, because the good thing is, like I said, Eddie is at 71 stamina. So, we are going to do Eddie. We might do a fatal 4-way. Eddie versus MVP versus Solo versus... Yeah, we're probably going to have to do Stone Cold. We're going to have to turn Stone Cold face and just have LA Knight do promos that way until Mania. We'll just do a triple threat. I was trying to get spicy, do a fatal 4-way. And the good thing, like I said, we do not have to put the title on the line. And this gives both these guys their matches with Eddie. Boom. We're going to turn Stone Cold face for the potential of him. If I can bring Braun Breaker back before Mania, I will. And we'll have Stone Cold be the special guest referee. If not, Stone Cold stepping in to face LA Knight. Now, we're going to have LA Knight do a promo. And we're going to have Jade and Rhea have their first match together. And this could be useful, so we'll take that now. Dakota and Io could come back next week. Trick is Zero. They're having a good rivalry. There's a great chance that they don't make it onto the WrestleMania card and they compete next week. In what match? I don't know. Probably an ambulance match. We'll save that ambulance match for next week. So for now, they could do a last man standing. And if they're both healthy, they'll do an ambulance match next week. And might even do a casket match if I'm feeling that frisky. We need to wait and see. Now, over here, though, we're going to have Asuka and Kairi compete again. And then this... Oh! What I needed to do is Bobby and Jimmy. Now, I kind of want to do a backstage brawl. And then I'm going to use this on Bobby. Because he's at 45 stamina. Where I kind of wanted to use it on Rhea or Jade, but it's just like, I don't really want to pick between the two. Where Jimmy has a significant advantage over Bobby. So that's why I chose that there. Now we'll have Asuka cut. a promo for us. Both our champions cutting promos. Now, what is over here that is left? Like, we should worry about these, but I'm not. I'd rather sign people. Or, signing somebody really benefited us last week because I was like, we might need to. Gunther. Bring Gunther back. I'm probably going to do that. I thought that both of the headbangers were available for a second, but it's just Mosh and Thrasher. Do we sign Gunther? I'm just going to skip out. Love Gunther. Don't really need him. Alright. So, Jade versus Rhea. So, right now, our WrestleMania should be Jade versus Rhea. Jimmy and Solo versus Bobby and MVP. Eddie versus AJ. LA Knight versus Braun Breaker. Damage Control. Fatal 4-Way. If Braun Breaker is not available, it'll be LA Knight versus Stone Cold. If there's anything else I need to talk about, completely, because the last thing I was talking about was the Royal Rumble. If you were to ask me who was going to win, I couldn't tell you. This is the best way I could put it. That's why I feel it would be important to do a fantasy booking video for it. And I've been working I feel like I kind of have more fun with my Grand Slam fantasy booking rough draft than the WrestleMania one, because I feel the WrestleMania one is first of all, it's like double the match length because it's 2 nights, and I feel it's a bit all over the place. So we will see. What was the commissioner goal? And I'm not really that concerned. I'm not concerned with that. This is episode 148. I'm already writing down 149. That sucks balls. That sucks. Did I put that power card on Lashley? I'm going to hope that I did. Okay, no injuries. Zero wins again. I don't understand how a stipulation match with someone with lower stamina didn't lead to an injury, but maybe they're... Do I save their match for her? We'll see. Because I'm gonna have to like play it extremely safe for this episode. It's also gonna be extremely quick, and that's not normally what finales are like. They take a while. I really want to see what happens in this main event match. So this is why I'm going through the full show. We had a lot of fun with this series, and I can remember a great majority of it because I journaled and wrote it all down. So I didn't write down the promos, but I wrote down the matches. Granted, it's not like I will admit to y'all is I did not write down the match ratings as well. But also, what helps? They got a new ECW champion. What helps? There's a whole series of this freaking filmed as well. So there's a poor finale. Thanks for the rematch. I haven't had any matches while the fans are starting to forget about me. Yeah, but all right, you gotta play it extremely safe. Now, what sucks? All right, this doesn't help us at all. So we gotta do AJ and Eddie. Bland, put a stip on it at the pay-per-view. I'm going to do Stone Cold and LA Knight because Braun Breaker probably is not coming back. I'm going to save. We're not spending any money. That way, for Mania, we can go balls to the wall. And if we need replacements, we can get replacements then. Jimmy and Solo versus MVP and Lashley. And then at the pay-per-view, the stip will be added. I feel like this is a slightly more important tag match than I'm about to book. Asuka and Kyrie versus... Actually, we're going to put Rhea in this. And we're going to have Dakota turn heel that way. Because I see her morale is low. And I feel that if she gets in a match and then loses, she's going to get upset. So it at least gives her something to do. So she's going to turn heel. And then we'll follow it up with this tag match. We'll have a call-out promo of Trick calling out Zero. And this leaves Zero doing our ad. Promo... Like I said, we're playing it extremely... This is a great-ass card. Granted, 3 of the things we're about to see at Mania again. But they'll have a stip on it. Or as I just called it, put some stank on it. So, Asuka and Rhea versus the Sky Pirates, who I sometimes get them confused with the Kabuki Warriors, which is Io... Not, fuck, I know I was going to do it. It's Kyrie and Asuka. Fun fact, because I was watching, it's not really a fun fact. I was watching this video, and it was talking about the opening match of, like, the last 10 years of WWE Premium Live Event / pay-per-views. TLC 2019, which I remember the main event, which is Kyrie and Asuka versus Becky and Charlotte in a TLC match for the women's tag team titles, in which Kyrie gets injured and Asuka wins like by herself, and like they rushed the finish because of it. But the opening match of this show for the SmackDown tag team titles was the Revival versus the New Day, which 2019 WWE gets lost. 2019 and 2020, WWE gets lost in the shuffle because it was the pre-pandemic year and the pandemic year. But after this, because I've been meaning to do it all week, I'm going to watch TLC 2019. The other thing that I remember from this show was The Miz versus Bray Wyatt, which this was not the Fiend Bray Wyatt. This was like Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, and then Daniel Bryan returned with a cut hair or haircut. I was gonna say a buzz cut, but I don't really know if you can classify it as that. So I'm trying to think of like all the stuff I remember from the show. So it's not really that much at this point. Okay, we did not have any injuries, which is what was needed. Do y'all remember TLC 2019? Oh, I wonder what their match is going to be at Mania, because their world champion is out. Their new world champion as well. And I also said the Revival and not FTR, which I feel a lot of people. Yeah, it's the last night, buddy. Oh my goodness. I should, but I don't think this is going to be enough for him to want to leave. All right. A lot of people are happy. Who cares? It's the last night. It's the last show. Here's the problem, is that a lot of these freaking rivalries aren't booked that well. But 4 people that carried this series and did a lot of work for us: Asuka, Io, Kyrie, and Dakota. Especially Io and Kyrie. There's, I believe, season 4, they carried. They're going to get rewarded with the last match. And this is probably going to be the thumbnail, is these 4. So, boom. Do I think AJ and Eddie should be the opening contest? Inside of a steel cage for the U.S. title. Stone Cold, LA Knight, world title. Neither man really have submissions. I think a no-holds-barred match makes sense. I don't know if I should put this casket match, because like I said, we're doing a casket match. This is the last show. We're going big. Between Zero and Trick, co-main event, leaving this to be a Hell in the Cell for the tag team titles. MVP and Lashley versus Solo and Jimmy. Was there any other titles? No. Okay. Leaving Rhea Ripley to do a charity promo for us. I could go, here's what is crazy, is I could buy one of these things. I think this is the one I should buy, because this gets us more fans. And I probably won't have enough money for this any other time. Because I won't lie to you, I'm not going to close this. I'm not going to, like, finish it. I'm still probably going to play this series. I'm going to probably do another season off camera just to see what it's done. And also, I've put all this time and effort into it. Do I buy this or not? We're going to actually, first of all, here's the thing. A, if we need money, we're just going to fire one of these 2, which is sad, but it needed. Forgot about this. Don't really need this. And we can't use that. So, we need to change one of these to an Extreme Rules match, which will be this one, which is LA Knight specialty. It's one of these 2 specialty. I don't know who, though. So, that helps there. Now, going back to what I was saying, we need to find people to do charity promos. So, we're actually going to go big and go to a level 25 person. Muhammad Ali, I ain't gonna lie, kind of crazy. We could also have Rikishi, who, you know, we need to be looking at 5 out of 5s on the mic, which Mr. Perfect, shout out. We're gonna go Muhammad Ali, who has been in ECW / he spent a lot of time in ECW / NXT during the course of this series. I'm not signing Logan Paul. I will tell you all that now. So, Sean, come aboard. We go Mr. Perfect or The Miz? We go Mr. Perfect. All right. We also could have signed Ronda if we were against Rhea, but we've already got a full card. I want Muhammad Ali to like be a big surprise. They're like, oh my God, he's finally here. He's been on all the other shows, but not WCW. Which I feel Muhammad Ali had an appearance in WCW before. He definitely did at WWE/F at WrestleMania. So there's that. So, this is gonna be. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna take a screenshot of like our big matches, and then I'll probably make that the thumbnail instead of it just being all in Damage Control, but at least it'll be in the thumbnail still. So That's what I'm doing right now. And I'm sorry to people that are my friends on Xbox and see these random ass screenshots, but they're at least being used. So, a dream matchup: Eddie Guerrero versus AJ Styles, U.S. title steel cage match. Also want to make sure that I got the right. Stone Cold LA Knight, tag title, AJ. Yeah, all right. U.S. title steel cage. And a Hell in a Cell, which can't. Would this benefit being any other stipulation? Not really. And I wanted to have at least one Hell in a Cell match, so this is staying a Hell in a Cell. But the Hurt Business versus the Bloodline, which is a match that the Hurt Syndicate versus the Bloodline. I'm writing down Hurt Business. I don't care. A match that y'all wanted to see, never happened. Would be a little bit more difficult to happen now, but we're doing it here. And this would have been slightly better with Umaga, but he left. Tag team title Hell in a Cell. A big match here, which we should put in the main event, but we're not. LA Knight defending his WCW championship against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Which I don't know why I just wrote down Stone Cold Steve Austin entirely. World title, Extreme Rules, which, Stone Cold had a great submission match at a WrestleMania once, but this one I don't think would come anywhere close. This is why it's in an Extreme Rules match. Zero versus Trick Williams, no loser leaves town match. So it's like someone at WCW agreed being in a loser leaves town match, and then they got like 2 more weeks of Nitro left. I'm trying to think. I feel that they definitely had. I'm trying to think. Greed happened. I don't know if the next episode of Nitro was the one where they made the announcement that this would be the next week will be the final week on the Turner broadcast, and then the week after was obviously Spring Breakout. So I don't know if there was 3 episodes or 2. It's late at night. My WCW history is not as refreshed at night, but at least I quoted stuff. The women that carried this series: Asuka, Io, Kairi, Dakota, collectively known as Damage Control, battle for the women's title one last time in a TLC match to close things out. Anything else of note? You know what's funny is I dead ass, if I wasn't so invested in our charity promos, I could buy this, but I'm not. So that is because if I fire, let go, yeah, I'm not really getting that much money back there. Also, just because I'm feeling frisky, I want to give Stone Cold a pat on the back, and I want to use these. Let's go ahead and do it. Close things out. The last show. Here we go. Eddie Guerrero defends his U.S. title against AJ Styles as we have a new U.S. champion in a 4.5-star match. They hurt people, and they are our new tag team champions, MVP and Bobby Lashley. I could have signed somebody to be in the special ref, but then it couldn't have been an Extreme Rules match. As we did get a 5-star match in our mid-card, so we need the women to have a 5-star match. I'm going to hope they please have a 5-star match. That way we don't get that freaking poor finale bullcrap. It should be amazing booking regardless. So we get another 4.5-star match. Muhammad Ali finally joins WCW. And the women close it out. And Asuka retains. in a fucking 4-star match. And yeah, I let it slip because that's how upset I am. Yes, there's not even a world title match over here. But Rey Mysterio does win. You know what I actually could see happening that I didn't really think of? Cause if y'all to ask me who I think's winning the men's rumble, I think The Rock. That's just me. Again, I went over it. There's a lot of people that could. But my kind of issue is that he pinned Cody, and they made a big deal about him pinning Cody, and it was supposed to set up like a match with those two, which I don't really have that big of an issue with. But I will say, I don't want them to like play around too long, and then we don't get the Rock and Roman match. I think that I just like came up in my mind that The Rock doesn't even win the Rumble. Somebody else wins the Rumble, setting them up to challenge Gunther for the world title. And then Roman wins the Chamber. Because I feel if Roman wins the Rumble, people would groan at that. Because it would obviously look and set up Roman and Cody. Which, Roman and Cody 3, whenever it happens, will be a big deal. But we don't need it at this year's Mania. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is I can see Roman like winning the Chamber and then The Rock coming out and be like, yeah, I'm getting the world title match. And then it sets up a triple threat. So, we'll see if that's the case. I didn't even read any of this. So that is it as we finish in second place. But we did get to the 10 Hall of Fame trophies first, which was my main goal. We'll see what they say here. Like I said, I'm going to continue using this save, at least for another season, but won't be filming it because, like I said, this is the finale. This is like if the cast of like a show like hung out and everything after they stopped filming. But I had a lot of fun. I hope y'all did as well. I will see y'all in my next series. I'll see y'all in my next couple of videos. Well, we did damage this season. We should have won. We did win. Wink, wink. So, I do appreciate y'all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, because I'm out for now. Goodbye. Stay safe, y'all.